Shalom and welcome to Timus of Torah. This year is entitled, Is This the Beginning of the Geulah? The beginning of the redemption? When we look around, see how we're progressing so beautifully, the speed of light, Israel is progressing physically, spiritually. Of course, it's the beginning of the Geulah. But one may say, based on what? Because it feels amazing here. And that's going to determine whether it's the Geulah, the redemption. So the fact is, to me, you must split up into two categories here. You must split up the category of bracha and the category of redemption. The category of bracha is left up to each person to decide. What do I mean? Person goes ahead and has pesurot tovot. He hears good news. He says a bracha. He has bad news. He says dynamas. Not only when a child is born versus when a person dies. Talks about Pesurot Tavot, and they can make certain brachot. It's all brought down in Hilchot Brachot in the Shulchan Aruch, in Aruch Chaim, Chelik Bet. So how do you define Pesurot Tavot? So a person has to define. It makes sense. What to him is considered a bracha, maybe getting a $10 million lotto. That's Pesurot Tavot for him. Maybe it's really a disaster in the end, but for him, he thinks it's good right now. He'll make a bracha. When it comes to Geula, redemption, you can't leave it to a person to decide. What's the criteria for redemption? If you don't have criteria from our Masorah, then you just leave the question alone. Say, I don't know. I don't know how to determine. I can't go ahead and say this feels like redemption until I know what are signs of the redemption. It can't come from here. It's got to come from here. So how do I know what the signs of redemption are? I have a nice clue called the Masorah. So let me see. Does the Masorah tell anything? Give us any indication what the signs of redemption are. The fact is an amazing Gemara in Sanhedrin, Satichet, Amid Aleph, 98a, where Rav Abba says the fertility land and gathering of the exiles, those two signs are very clear signs of redemption. So now the Gemara gives us something to work with. So we can know, at least according to Rav Abba, his opinion. And the Gemara seems to treat him as a pretty substantial opinion. So therefore, if you take this Gemara and you embrace Rav Abba's Shita, which seems like a fair thing to do, so then you look around Israel, if you're convinced of the fertility of the land, which seems pretty obvious to me, you're convinced of the Jews coming home, which is pretty obvious to me as well, then you can be comfortable saying, wow, this is Aschat the Geulah. This is the beginning of the Geulah based on that Gemara in Sanhedrin. It seems like a simple patent. And for those that see things this way, they see fertility, see the Jews coming home, we're not comfortable with the situation here, then that's a fine definition. Because then it's not just coming from a feeling, it's coming from a source. The Gemara Sanhedrin said and you're simply matching the source, which describes the beginning of redemption is the fertility of the land and the Jews coming home, and then you see, I think those are the facts. So you're not going out on a limb, you're thinking based on svara, good, rational reasoning. Yes, Hashem, we should continue to experience the Chat of the Geulah, and Meher Yameinu have the Geulah, Shalema, Shalom.